All right, well, welcome everybody. This is Dory Ransom with Be Great, aligning business strategy with soul and spirit. And today we are here with one of our awesome speakers, Jeffrey Ringer. And we just want to hear a little bit about who he is and what he's doing and kind of his mission in life. So welcome, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Dory. I'm happy to be here. So we're going to be discussing how to discover your purpose through mindfulness practices and intuitive practices. And one of the things that I've done, I've spent the last 10 to 15 years really delving deeply into mindfulness practices and carrying it into intuitive work. And what that means is that we're in a society where we're so caught up in trying to multitask and do so many things all the time that keep us so busy that we don't always take the time to slow down, to be present with whatever we're doing, and to really go into the listening to our intuition with what we're doing. In work, a lot of times what ends up happening is we're just moving so fast. We've got one project piled on top of the other, and we can't slow down to really see what we're doing and to allow ourselves to progress the way we need to. Instead, we're trying to satisfy everybody else. And so what my goal is here is to have everybody really get to the point where they're looking at their own purpose in life, their own mission, their own passion, and follow their passion. And when you're in your work, you want to just take a few minutes to slow down and say, is this really what fits me? And if it doesn't, slowly adjust it and change the pattern so that you can get on the right track and follow your purpose and really satisfy yourself in your life's goals.
So what does that look like for you in your life? How has that affected you, and how have you adjusted?
For my life, I've always been a creative person, and I get involved in a lot of different types of business ventures. I'm always starting new business ventures. I'm always doing a whole variety of things. And what I found in my own life is I found myself being a follower for a while when I really wanted to be much more of a leader. And so over time, I've evolved what I do and started taking on more leadership roles in the work that I do. So I'm a creative director. I create campaigns. I create marketing campaigns and advertising campaigns, and help structure new businesses to make things come to fruition. And so I sit down with them, and I'm dealing with guys who are bean counters, and they're all hung up on how do we make money, what's going to make money the fastest, and I come back and I say, okay, now, from my perspective, what I want to do is I want to create something that benefits the end user, and I want to make it give it the most. I guess just really giving it the most benefit for whoever is going to be using the product, using the service, or receiving whatever we're creating.
Okay. So let me ask you this. In your life, it sounds like you've done a lot of different things and a lot of different paths. And I'm going to guess, I know that you live in Los Angeles, and that tends to be a crazy, frenetic place to live. I lived there myself for 5 years, and how easy it is to get caught up in all of the shoulds that, Jeffrey, you should be doing this and you should be doing that. And then, so societal imposed expectations then become Jeffrey imposed expectations. And I know for myself how much that can just kind of start falling in on you. So what have you created in your life to bring that into balance so that it's not as crazy? Because it sounds to me like you're doing some pretty creative, innovative approaches to finding that balance. And I'd love to hear how you have done that in your life, and then what are your goals? What are you planning to create here in the not so distant future?
Well, at the moment, I am caught up in the craziness, and so because I'm in the process of developing a couple new businesses. We're creating a jewelry line and a whole bunch of different things that I'm involved in that are keeping me super busy. So I start out my day, first of all, grounding myself through meditation and slowing down. The very first thing I do when I get up in the morning is I'll sit for at least 20 minutes to half an hour, just meditating and grounding myself and bringing me to a place of gratitude for everything that I have and for the opportunities that I have. And it centers me for my day. So it gives me an opportunity to really feel appreciation for what I'm going into each day. And then when I get into the business situation where it is the hustle bustle and everybody's calling me and saying, I need this, I need that. Why aren't you getting this thing done? Why? I find myself just slowing down periodically throughout the day and just saying, okay, this is just part of what the whole process is. Everybody isn't on the same journey that I'm on. So I understand that we do have goals and we do have deadlines, and I do work very hard to meet those deadlines. But at the same time, I will take breaks throughout my day where I just sit for a couple of minutes and just slow down and breathe and just recenter myself at different times throughout the day, so I can just feel that what I'm doing and what my purpose is to help align everybody I'm working with in a positive way. And so, gosh, what does it look like for me? In a typical day, somebody's calling me up and saying, we need to get this press release out, we need to get this ad out, we need to modify a picture really quick for an ad, we need this ad to the magazine. And I always know that no matter how rushed everybody is and how quick the deadlines are, there's always a little more time than everybody always says. And so I allow them to feel that. I allow them to, I say, look, we're going to make the deadline. Everything's going to get done. And we've never let anybody down. And they feel my energy. And then all of a sudden everything calms down, and then we make it through whatever we need to do, and we get it done on time. And it's interesting, but everybody always says to me that my energy affects them. And it's true. It's true. Our energy affects everybody else. And if we can just slow down and be present and not get caught up in the stresses and the chaos of the day, it makes everything just flow so much more smoothly.
Oh gosh, absolutely. Absolutely. So a couple things I'm hearing from you today, that you, like most of us, have done a lot of different things in your life, and based on what other people thought you should do or what you thought you should do, but you've taken a lot of time for introspection and really spending that time getting to know yourself so that you know who you are, you know what you want out of life, and then working to step into alignment so that even though you're doing similar work, you know that you have to be in a leadership role for you to feel in alignment with your life's purpose.
Yes.
Yes. And then the way that you're really being able to bring that out and share with others is just by, again, being who you are, bringing that energy so that other people are picking up on it. And which is true. People feed off of each other. That's how we are biologically based. We're going to feed off of each other. And if you're bringing that calm piece, people are going to fall right into it with you. And I love that you start your day with a 20 to 30 minute meditation practice, because you're really setting the tone and the expectations for the rest of the day. So thinking about those pieces, I would love to touch on a bigger vision that you have and a bigger life goal that you have. And I think you know where I'm going with this. Do you mind sharing with everybody what that vision is?
Yes. About 5 years ago, I had an opportunity to go on a retreat, and I really went deep into what my ultimate life purpose is. And I really came to the realization that it was my goal to develop a spiritual center, and it's a non-denominational spiritual center, and to be able to help people along on their spiritual paths. And so I began doing a monthly group called the Spiritual Highway. And this group has just been phenomenal. It's really been gratifying for me because we get together right now we get together on a monthly basis and have a discussion group where everybody shares their spiritual paths. And there's no judgment in this group. It's just a wonderful group of people that get together, and it changes every single month. I never know who's going to show up or who's going to join us and what they're going to throw into the mix. And we always have this just amazing group. And my bigger vision for this is really to develop a center where we can have speakers from all different types of spiritual studies and spiritual beliefs come in and teach their classes. And then we incorporate it into a lot of other things as well. Just a beautiful environment where we can appreciate nature, where we can sit and just quietly just be part of this beautiful surroundings. And then have everything, including organic farming and a restaurant that serves raw and organic foods. It's just a whole variety of things that ultimately there's this huge vision, and it's slowly building. It's been building for the last 5 years. The community is building down here, and we're developing a really nice following online right now.
And where do you think this is going to actually come to fruition?
At the moment, it looks like it's going to happen somewhere in Southern California. We've been talking to a lot of people who are interested in potentially helping fund the venture. And so we'll see where it ends up. I'm not sure yet. I'm letting it flow the way it needs to flow. I had dreams that it would happen a little faster. And at this point, I believe that Spirit's taking it on the direction and the time that it's supposed to take.
Beautiful. How can we at Be Great help you reach your goal?
Boy, just supporting the vision and staying in touch by allowing me this opportunity to come and speak is part of it, because it's creating more of a name for myself and what I'm trying to do.
So how do people find you? How do people find this goal of yours, this vision of yours?
Well, we have I post a lot of things on Facebook constantly. I'm on Facebook quite a lot, posting and helping people. So
and is that under Spiritual Highway, or is that under Jeffrey Ringer?
It's under Jeffrey Ringer, but there's also a page for Spiritual Highway.
Great.
They can find it both places. There's also a website for Spiritual Highway, which is thespiritualhighway.com.
The Spiritual Highway. All right. And what will we find when we go to thespiritualhighway.com?
At the moment, a very sparse website that just gives a little bit of an understanding of what we're doing and a calendar of events.
Okay, that sounds great.
Yes.
The reason that I'm so interested in this for Be Great participants and speakers is that we're all looking for a place where we fit in. We're all looking for a place where we can connect with Spirit in our own way, and to have a center like that will allow all of that. Like, what a gift you're going to give to the world. So thank you for your work. Thank you for what you're doing. I'm really excited to hopefully be there opening day.
Thank you. I hope you will be.
I do as well. Well, let's see. What can you say to the audience today about, maybe you can give them some advice on how to find their life's purpose, and then maybe you can give them a couple of tips on what works for you in your meditative practice to help ground you and get you started.
One of the biggest things that I found for helping me on my life's purpose is to slow down and to go into my heart. And when I'm in my meditation, one of the big things I like to do is focus on heart-centered meditation. So go into your heart, feel in your heart what it is that's truly coming from your heart. What is your passion? What is your desire? Listen to your heart and stay away from your head. As soon as you go back into your head, you're off track. So receive it directly from your heart, and it's usually the first thing that comes to you that's really the truth. And then when you start trying to analyze it and go into your head, that's when you're off track. So stay in your heart, listen to your heart, and sometimes you just want to ask yourself, before you go into this meditation or before you sit and just feel into your heart, set the intention to find out what your heart's purpose is, what your life purpose is, and to really go into it and feel it. And this takes practice. Sometimes when you first start doing this, you'll immediately go into your head and you'll start thinking and you'll say, shoot, I'm doing this wrong. And it might take several tries before you get there. And just let yourself go there, and don't beat yourself up if you do go into your head. Just keep bringing yourself back into your heart, focusing on your heart, focusing on your breath, breathing into your heart, and feeling it.
And is this what you're going to introduce attendees to at the conference, or do you have something else in mind?
It's some of what we'll be doing. We'll be doing some very heart-centered practices that I'll be bringing in. And then we'll get into a little bit of discussion as well. It's really important that we allow ourselves to feel. And this is something that we don't do typically in the business world. We get so stuck in doing that we're not allowing ourselves to feel. And
yes,
feeling and going into your heart is really makes a difference in accomplishing.
And I believe that, well, we as a society are taught not to feel. We don't have time for emotions. But I think that directly feeds into all sorts of disease and illness. I'm pretty sure that that's a big reason that we have so much cancer in our communities, in our lives, in the United States. That's a big
I'm right there with you on that. I do a lot of intuitive healing. So one of the big things is allowing yourselves to feel emotions and let those emotions out periodically so that you're not keeping them blocked up.
Yes, acknowledge whatever it is you're feeling, lean into it. You're going to get the most out of it in doing that rather than stuffing it or ignoring it. And I fully am with you on feeling whatever it is you feel in business and in life, because that's where your passion is. That's how you're going to know what your heart is trying to tell you, is allowing yourself to feel whatever you're feeling. And that's the way that Source is speaking to you. And whether your source is God or angels or guides or a combination, it all comes down to the same thing, that there's something greater than yourself that's trying to communicate with you. And it's so important to take that time, have that morning practice or meditation practice, whatever works for you, to go ahead and feel, go ahead and connect to yourself, connect to the world around you. At the end of the day, it's really you. It's all about you and your relationship with Source and the planet around you. So I'm really excited about what Jeffrey's bringing to the conference, as well as what his bigger vision is. The bigger vision is beautiful, and oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see it. So,
thank you, Greg.
So one last time, I just want to let everybody know that you can find Jeffrey Ringer on Facebook. You can also find The Spiritual Highway on Facebook, and you can find what he's doing on his webpage at thespiritualhighway.com. And we encourage you to join us in October in Seattle, October 23rd through the 25th. You can check out what we're doing at begreatcon.com. So begreatcon.com. And we hope to see you in October. Thanks so much for joining us today, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Dory. It was wonderful.